I'd like to call to order the Select Board meeting of November 13th, 2023. We're going to call our meeting to an executive session pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21. I need a motion.
So moved.
Second. Okay, we're going to vote. Mr. Mickelson?
Yes.
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brooks?
Yes.
Chair votes yes, 4-0. Go into executive session. Return here as close to 6:30 as possible. Thank you very much. Select Board meeting on November 13th, according to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21. It's held in room 304. It's an open meeting, and if we have another one of our members join on Zoom, then we will be voting individually. If not, we'll vote on a roll call. If not, we'll vote as a group. At this point in time, we're going to stand and for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing while we honor our veterans, both past and present, and our Boy Scout group that's here. Thank you. Please be seated. We have signed the warrant, and we are ready to go. First order of business tonight, common victual application, Playa Bowls. Playa?
Playa Bowls.
Yes, yep,
Please introduce yourself and give us a little bio. And
Hi, everybody. My name is Ryan Yazbek. I'm a dentist. I'm opening Playa Bowls.
What kind of business is
okay,
this?
tell us about
It's a food service. It's a restaurant, but it's a more healthy kind of business. It serves smoothies, juices, and fruit bowls.
And where is
Acai.
the
It's
place?
State Road next to Chuck E. Cheese, between Chuck E. Cheese and GameStop, that plaza.
One more time, where is it again?
What is
People are watching, so where is it
it?
again?
Oh, what is it? It's next to Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
Chuck E. Cheese plaza.
All right, great.
Dartmouth Town Center. Okay.
Any comment, Ms. McDonald? You've been through the process?
Everything is fine. I'd make a motion to approve.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion to approve, and we have a second.
Second.
Any discussion? There's 4 of us here present, so we can vote as a group. All in favor, play aye, please.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous. Good luck. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
When are you
Appreciate
opening?
I'm waiting for the inspections anytime soon. I was supposed to open this past Saturday, but it didn't happen. So, would love.
Can I ask you one quick question? What was your opinion on the online permitting?
It's good.
Great.
Permit is
Well, we
perfect.
wanted
It's just the response for the inspection, which I understand sometimes, vacation and. But it's good so far.
Okay,
it's
great.
good.
Good answer. Thank you.
Hey,
Yes, go right ahead.
I would love to invite you all for the opening. There's a soft opening. If I'm allowed to invite you guys, I would love you to come and
Great.
see it. And I heard you always want to do something for Dartmouth. Like I said, I'm a dentist. This is something I'm doing on the side because I believe in it, and I would love you to come and try it
Great.
out and see it.
Great.
Just send us a quick email, send an email to Mr. McGinnis.
With the
on
dates.
cell- Or the
Yeah.
dates.
Yeah.
Let us know.
I will.
Glad
Best of luck.
we can make it. We'll be glad to make it.
Good luck.
Very much appreciate it.
Yeah, and thank you for your investment in the town.
You'll get a notification in the system that you're all approved.
Okay. All right. Next on the agenda, ABCC 2023 season population increase estimation.
What is this?
Sorry, mine are,
I usually
just
take them out of order, so it's okay.
order, yeah.
No offense. ABCC 2023 season population increase estimation. Mr. McGinnis.
yes, the town clerk needs to certify the census that is conducted annually, and the board needs to just vote to approve it. As of July 10th, they're estimating the resident population will be 35,609.
Okay.
Is that up, down?
That
Close?
is
Similar.
similar, but increases a little
Slightly.
bit. Yes, we've been in the 34,000 range for a number of years.
Pretty
now.
flat.
But this is an estimate,
an
estimate
estimate.
due to our summer house, our summer residents.
Correct, and some of the UMass residents as well.
Okay. Any other discussion on
Yeah,
that? or-
every year, this is kind of like a head scratcher. I don't know how
It
they
is.
figure
The
this out.
state
so-
requires it, so yeah. we
Yeah, I
need
know,
to-
the state requires it, so I'll make a motion to approve.
A second.
Okay, any discussion or comments? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous. Thank you. Next, common victual late fee consideration discussion. Mr. McDonald.
McGinnis.
McGinnis. You said McDonald's.
I did. No, I figured you want to, let's start with you.
I'll preface it, I suppose.
Oh, go right ahead, okay.
This tabulation.
In the past, the towns had sometimes had an issue with businesses that have a common victual license not renewing promptly, even in light of the fact that the town contacted them quite a bit. Now with the new online system, it's gotten a little bit better. The towns, it's much more easier to communicate with the businesses and the license holders. However, we still have issues with some businesses that are just lax and unresponsive. We have talked about this in the past, where it might be wise for the select board to consider a common victualler late fee. Not in your packet, but handed out tonight is what was presented last year. At this time, which is other communities that have either common victualler license or some for all their license, and the late fees that they apply for those licenses when they're not renewed promptly. So you can see the late fees range from $25 to $150. It's up to the board to take this under consideration, and if they do, what would they feel an appropriate late fee would be, and that is up for discussion.
Seems appropriate, as the late fee is higher than the fee itself. In the other towns.
Yeah, it can
in the
be,
other towns,
yes.
yeah.
At
So
least in a couple of them.
it's a real punishment.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean,
Are we up to?
common vic
bringing
license
this-
is part of running your business.
Business.
I mean, without it, I mean, technically, you don't have that license, January 1st, you're not open for business.
we have it
You
every
can't
year.
sell the burger, you can't sell the,
I propose that
I
we
don't
raise
think
the
that
fee
they-
to $125.
I don't think that the fee is,
the fee's not onerous,
no,
no.
My question is,
it's not going to make an
why
impact.
do people, they just
Drag their
lazy?
fee.
Why are they not doing it on time?
This is an annual,
No, I understand, but why are they not doing it on time?
I'll be honest with you, it's lazy, it's laziness.
Okay.
So make them pay for their laziness. I propose that fee increase, $125.
Well, the question is, what fee, the common vic fee or the late fee?
The late fee.
The late fee.
so right now, we don't have a late fee.
I mean,
And it should be
I
more
was
than the license
right,
itself.
it should be more than the license
That's
itself.
why I'm making it at
It should be.
$25 more.
I don't necessarily agree with 25. I think it should be $1.50. I think it should be 150.
Trying to be kind of.
You know,
Kinder and
let's put it this way. I mean,
You're good, because I was thinking
I
1,000.
mean, well, it's 1,000. I mean, you
But
have.
wouldn't
you
that
have-
take notice? Like, whoa, that's going to hurt my
Yeah, that's,
pocket.
Take
that's,
notice only
yeah, well,
once.
that's a little.
Only
that's a little- But Chicopee's licenses, their common vic license is 75, and the late fee is double.
Right. Well, make
So
it
not only do they have to pay the 75, they have to pay an additional 150. So it's their license for that year is actually 225.
It shouldn't be less than
So
$150.
it shouldn't be less than 150. I mean, is this something that has to go before town meeting for,
No, the select board can assign a late fee.
okay.
That would be an hour discussion.
125.
I'll make a motion that we approve a late fee from all common vic licenses going forward as of January 1st, 2024, as $150.
So you want to raise it?
Before you,
Raise it.
you second, one thing you might want to consider is when you want the late fee applied. So if there-
I would say January 15th.
Oh, okay. You might want to give them 30 days.
So the.
Wait a minute, when do they get notices of the common vic?
We
here.
start
We
right
start
away,
in
yes.
September.
The liquor license, the alcohol licenses, we start earlier. The common vic, we start around now, this month.
Yeah,
To let
they're
them-
right here.
So they have roughly 60 days to get renewed?
Maybe I'm lenient, I don't know.
150
I think, hang on a second. We have before we discuss it, we had a motion for $150. Do we have a second for that motion?
Yes.
Okay, discussion.
All right, so I'll amend my motion that the late fee be instituted as of January 31st of every year.
But before you do that, amend the motion. My question is that they have December 31st to file the application.
Yes.
So they're in violation on January 1st. And the offices are closed, it's okay. So we need to give some leeway because it's New Year's. So the question is, how much leeway do we want to give?
But I think he just did. By saying January 31st, you're giving, they've applied, say, January 7th. That's 3 weeks to get through all the,
This is the application. As to whether or not it works through the system, as long as that application
Is in.
is in by January 1st.
I understand.
There should not be a late fee.
Before January 1st.
If,
Yeah, I understand.
if the application is started
Yeah, I
by
understand.
January, on December 31st or earlier, then there should not be a late fee
Yeah.
at that point.
Agreed.
Whether or not it is approved or working its way through the system. They at least applied.
Well, they're on
You
the books.
apply January, as far as I'm concerned, you apply on January 1st, there should be the late fee. I mean, I want to impose the late fee on January 1st.
That's fine. I mean, it's up to the board.
I mean, I have no problem with, because you have at least 60 days to do this.
Town hall is
Part of
closed
you
on
doing
January 1st.
business.
Town hall's closed on
January
But
2nd.
it doesn't make a difference. The online permitting system is live all the time.
They could go in there
They can go
December
in and start
31st
it.
at 11 o'clock at night and
Right.
start their permit.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
It's their
move this along.
livelihood.
I mean, let's put it this way. You file your taxes on April 16th. You think the IRS is going to care about that?
Oh, I got a break every time.
Okay.
Good point. So, the motion,
Rephrase your motion,
All right.
please.
I'm going to withdraw my motion. I want to set up a motion that I propose that the late fee effective January 1st of every year be $150.
And Heidi seconded that?
I'll
right?
second that.
Okay.
draconian.
That's draconian,
It could have been 200.
as opposed to some of the...
Any discussion on the, so just to be clear, if you applied before the 1st of January, that's not late. If you get approval after that, it's not late. But if you apply after January 1st, you'll get your application, but you will also pay $150 extra.
Renewals.
Renewals, right.
Renewals.
Renewals.
And you want that effective immediately.
Effective immediately,
Vote.
with notifications sent out to everybody, especially those that haven't filed yet.
Is that one of those like automatic?
Yeah, we can send that out. It's nice.
Vote, David.
Very decisive.
I like
Anybody got
it.
restaurants out here?
I like it.
Vote.
Okay, we need to vote. Any other
Move it
discussion?
along.
Okay, move it along. All in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none unanimous, 4-0. All complaints will go directly to Mr. McDonald. Thank you.
I don't have a problem with that.
To Mrs. Brooks, because she was going higher.
Wanted to make it 1,000.
She's tough.
I lucked out.
This is a discussion we've had for years, so this is not like coming out of nowhere.
All right.
As Mr. Mickelson has always said in the past, why should we not penalize the people who don't follow the rules, so the people who do should be rewarded? Okay. We all set?
That I say.
Okay, next on the list is temporary trailer permit application, TP-23-43. Mr. McGinnis.
Yes, this is a temporary trailer that needs to be put on a residential site due to fire damage to the home. You'll notice that this is an after-the-fact approval. There was a fire, they could not come in on the select board schedule. The permit application has been reviewed by all departments, including the building department, and they have all signed off on it. But we didn't think it would be appropriate to delay them because they need this to live in while they're repairing the home. So it's just up for the select board to approve.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion or comments? Ready to vote? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous. Good luck out there. Next, Windsong Acres Settlement Ratification.
Yes, so this is a settlement that was approved by the select board previously. It needs to be voted in open session. It's related to a development that was approved previously in town, but and then it ended up in litigation, but has now been resolved, and the board approved that. So it's really just ratifying the agreement.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion or comments on the motion?
Went through this already.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous. Okay, now we go back to alcohol license renewals.
Yes, and in your packet, you annually request the calls for service at the establishments. I think you can see that in there, and if there's any questions, you can.
This is for the renewals themselves, not the call for service, right?
Common
Correct, but
vic,
we when we do the
Oh, do that
renewals,
first,
we
right.
include that in the packet just for the
Sorry,
board's
yep.
information.
Okay.
Before we go over the individual licenses, can we review the
Yes.
police?
By all means. Everybody okay with that? By all means. Mr. McDonald, you want to begin the discussion?
Well, we have total number of calls per license, and they're broken out into as to what they are. Let's just take Acme Liquors. Okay, there was 4 calls, 2 follow-up investigation, a parking violation, and 1 robbery.
Is this over 1 year?
I believe this is what this is.
1 year?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
So, number of calls, 99 Restaurant had 16 calls. Anything here really of any kind of a really big one? Only 1. Allendale, 16. Really nothing there in the way of any kind of concern.
Mr. McDonald, can I interrupt a moment?
Sure.
This is a list given to us by the police department. We don't know a lot about these calls or the specifics, and I think we need to also be prudent to be careful that because we don't know the details, we want to be fair to these establishments. Sometimes these are out of their control, and sometimes they're egregious, but I think that we need to be fair to know that we're trying to do our best to protect these establishments and the people who go there, so that we need to review this, but do it with an open mind.
Right, and a majority of these are alarm or burglar alarms or something like that has happened. They had to answer.
Over
Ambulances.
years' time, it's
Ambulance calls. I mean, that's something you can put into perspective.
Yep.
But when you get into,
But I also just want to say, along that same line, is there are some establishments that in a whole year have had 1 or 2 calls.
Yep.
Because I want people to know there is a range from 1 or 2, a couple in the teens, a couple in the 20s, and then we get to the one that's most concerning for me, which had
114.
114 calls.
right, there was a total of 704 calls on the tally. 114 of these belong to 1 establishment. And to be honest with you, the second highest one is a complete shocker.
Supermarket.
Is a supermarket. And, I mean.
Well, on the other hand, they have a lot of customers.
They have a lot of customers, but, I mean, let's put it, 11 calls are ambulance. So, all right, so we take that into perspective. Is there anything in here that it's, as troublesome as the one who has 114? No. It's just a lot of calls. So, but the one with 114, I think we need to bring them in. I mean,
But this will be, excuse me, but this will be the second
It'll
time.
be the second time we've
we've
brought
brought
them
the
in.
same
But we
owners
don't
of
know
the-
if
We don't know any of
the
the
back
particular,
half-
right? We don't, right. So it would be best to bring,
To pass any judgment at this point would be unfair.
Exactly.
and as we had talked to Chief Levesque prior to, especially when we were dealing with the hotels and motels, if there is a motor vehicle stop and they pull into the parking lot of the establishment, then that establishment gets the knock as a motor vehicle stop on their establishment, whether or not it had anything to do with them or not. So, I mean, but when you see out of the 114, you see 83 directed patrol, then you know there's something going on there that needs to be addressed. 83 times we had knuckleheads? Yes, probably.
I'm a little bit confused, however, that one of these has a large retailer with a lot of calls, but 2 of the other giant retailers in town are not even on the list. Is that because they don't participate?
There's no license.
No license.
Then there's no alcohol license.
Okay, that's the reason? They're not selling
These are
alcohol.
all alcohol.
Okay.
These are all alcohol related.
And in all fairness, the alarm and fire, you put a new system in, and it doesn't work for a month. I have a personal experience with that, and you end up fixing it, so, okay, that's the point. Thank you,
And
Sean.
if you really look at all 704 calls, okay, if you really look at it, you have 1 intoxicated person, at least 2 on this page, 3 on this page of unwanted patron. A possible OUI on another one, so that's really 2 alcohol-related. Yeah, I mean,
this
there's
point-
really only two calls that were alcohol-related.
At this point, we are going to keep that, the establishment we're concerned about, keep that private until we bring them in?
Yes.
Okay, and do we need a vote?
Let's, and when we come to do the licensing, if they're listed, just do not,
But they're not, we've, Thirsty Whale, I'm not even seeing on tonight's agenda.
okay, I was just gonna say, if we ever come to their name, just skip over their name.
We have it.
Now that we know who it is.
It's not on it. It's not on the list.
It's okay.
So
Well, that surprise is over.
Yes.
That's,
Dun,
that's,
dun, dun.
licenses up
Dave,
for
is that-
renewal
is that
tonight
good
are the
for you?
ones that have completed the process already. They have until the end of the year,
Right.
so we try to get them approved as soon as they come in. But all the calls for service are for all the.
You must be great at surprise parties, Ms. Brooks, huh?
Okay, so
Telling jokes, surprise
at
parties.
this point, we're going to go back to the original list.
Yep.
Yep.
Ms. McDonald, you want to cover that for us?
Sure. I'll make a motion that we approve the restaurant all-alcoholic common vic license for AMC Theaters, Apple New England, Black Bass Grill, Daval's General Store, Farm and Coast, Fiesta Mexican Restaurant, From the Soul, Gumbo's, Little Moss, Max's, Civilay, TGI Fridays, the Ninth Monarch, and the Texas Roadhouse.
Second.
Any discussion on those approvals? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? I hear none. Unanimous 4-0.
Okay, make a motion to approve the restaurant all alcoholic common vic with entertainment license, Catskin Pig.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous.
Make a motion that we approve the restaurant wine and malt beverages common vic, Cape Quality Seafood, and Friendly Pizza.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0.
Make a motion that we approve Club all alcoholic common vic with entertainment for Allendale Country Club, Country Club of New Bedford Yacht Club, the Portuguese American Social Club, Stackhouse Fairgrounds Club, UMass Dartmouth SMU Serve, Inc.
Second.
And one more on the next
Oh, yeah,
page.
And the
VFW.
VFW Memorial Post,
Right.
9059.
Do we have a second to it?
Yep, second.
Yes. Any comments or questions? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0. Thanks.
Make a motion that we approve the packaged goods store, all alcoholic, Cardoza's Wine and Spirits, Dartmouth Market, Lizzie's Liquors, and Town Liquors.
Second.
Any comments, questions? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0.
And packaged goods stores, wine and malt beverages, BJ's, Shaw's, and Smith Mills Mobile.
Second.
Any comments or questions? Let's vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0.
That's it.
Seamless job, Mr. McDonald. Thank you.
Thank you.
Terrific job.
Okay. Next, we're moving right along. You're all doing a great job out here. Thank you.
They're still awake.
A vote of confidence.
I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Moving on to the town administrator update.
Yes, I'll be quick as I can here. So, our internal finance team, including myself, the finance director, Gary Carrero, have been meeting with Jim Kiley, the assistant superintendent, and the superintendent, June Saban McGuire, to talk about budget for FY25 and 26. We're starting to look at just to prepare. We plan on presenting some numbers to the long-term planning committee this week. We hope to develop some funding options for a future joint meeting with the school committee, the select board, and finance committee, so that's ongoing. We still continue to work on the state's migrant sheltering situation, for lack of a better term. We have an internal and external team that meets. It's really, you've heard me mention this before, it's a committed group. We have about 25 attendees. That includes town staff, staff from state agencies, charitable organizations. It's a very dedicated group. I think we've done some great work in trying to make the transition for these families and the town as easy as possible. We are, as of last week, I think we have 44 families in town. We don't anticipate more. We've been told by the state that we shouldn't anticipate more, but that is sometimes has been flexible on the state's part, but this is what we've been told.
Can I just add to that, Mr.?
Sure.
The state voted on Friday, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts has the right to shelter along with the state of New York, where we've voted that anybody comes in, we got to find a place for them to live. But the capacity for the state is that, I spoke with Chris Markey about this, it's 7,500 people, families, and the state has reached that, and now these poor people who are coming in are going to be put on a wait list. But every town that the state can find hotel rooms and places to stay are being consumed by the state to find homes for these people, and we are one of those many towns. And Mr. McGinnis put together a fantastic team, and they continue to meet and do the best they can with the limited resources to try to help people as much as we can. It's a really difficult situation, but you got a great group of people there doing it, and very concerned, right across the entire government here in town to try to make it work.
And in line with that, we do get requests from members of the public who want to volunteer or donate. We're coordinating that effort. We'll be discussing that tomorrow. One of the big issues is transportation for the families outside of school. So the state does provide some, but there's a need. So we'll be kind of talking about that and coming up with some, hopefully some solutions that might be helpful. We've started communicating with Mass DEP on composting regulations, and we heard back from Mass DEP. They're actually in the process of updating those composting regulations. They were aware of our needs. We made that clear what we were looking for, what some of the issues we had. I thought it was a nice response from them. They'll be sending out their draft regulations. They did not give us a date, but they are drafting new regulations that they say may address some of our needs. So we look forward to that draft of the regulations and moving forward. We continue to advertise our Dartmouth Communications Survey. To date, we have over 260 responses, which has been great, and we've been analyzing those responses as they come in, and we continue to do that. So we urge everybody to go online through our website and take the communication survey so we can better communicate with you all. So might be a good opportunity for you all to tell us how you want to be communicated with in town. You may see the notification, the DPW is line striping on Slocum Road tonight, starting at 8 o'clock. So watch out for traffic as they stripe the road. The Russell's Mills Road pickleball courts are nearly complete. If anyone's gone by there, they're pretty much
In use.
They are in use, so that's how you know they're pretty much complete.
Are they full size?
They are full size, 4 courts. There's also the basketball court. I don't think the lights have been installed yet. So, but other than that, it's being used. So that's great. One item to mention: last week, the North Library had their donor wall kind of / grand opening celebration on November 7th. It was well attended. I think a number of the board members were there. Really nice building. It's nice to see it well utilized, and we urge people, if they want to donate to the donor wall, to go in there and contact the library. And then lastly, DCTV and the Police Athletic Association will be working on their annual holiday telethon. They're planning December 16th. We'll have details to follow on that. So, and that's all I have.
Okay. Old business?
Yes, not much, nothing on Bliss Corner or Lake Nokichoke. The Municipal Broadband Committee held a meeting last week with the consultant doing the study, so that was their kickoff meeting. So they will continue to have meetings on that as they move along. And Mass DEP Title V, no new updates on that.
Okay. We have minutes to approve, October 2nd.
I have to review in the minutes. Everything looks fine. I'll make a motion that we...
I
found something?
I did, unless it's a clarification. It reads here on E under capital planning that after a motion made by Vice Chair McDonald and second by Ms. Mick, it was voted unanimously to call for a special town meeting in November. And we did not call for town meeting. It was mentioned, but it was never called on.
Was it, and we didn't vote?
Yeah, it wasn't even a motion for that.
Correct.
So, all right, so I'll make a motion that we amend the minutes of October 2nd, removing that motion.
Under E, capital planning committee report.
Yeah, removing that motion and roll call vote for that, if there was a roll call vote.
It doesn't mention,
Okay, so just removing that line, and, yeah.
You have a second.
Okay.
Okay, any discussion on that? Let's vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Opposed? I hear none. 4-0, unanimous. Thank you. Okay, we move on to, we'll come around the bend. Select Board updates. Anybody want to start?
Yeah, I'll stop.
Go right ahead.
First and foremost, I'd like to congratulate the fall sports teams on their showings in the tournament. Unfortunately, it wasn't as, they couldn't continue on in the tournament. The football team does have one more game left against a tournament-bound Fairhaven. So beating Fairhaven on Thanksgiving Day would make them so much sweeter than this year. So good luck with that. To the girls field hockey team, congratulations on your run. I don't have an update on the volleyball team. I'm not sure.
They're out.
They're
All are
everybody's
out now.
Okay. Well,
Talent
I
effort.
mean, this is,
Yeah.
but still,
Still good.
having three
To
teams.
have all teams in.
All four teams in the tournament is absolutely fantastic. So congratulations to the coaches and to the players. Great job, and the parents who also, speaking of parents, I also want to send out a huge congratulations to the Dartmouth High School Marching Band. They attempted to take on the entire nation this past weekend, and they made it to the semifinals. Out of 92 schools, they ended up 33rd, which I think is pretty
28th,
darn
actually.
good.
28. 28.
Which is pretty, which is
It
just
is for their
absolutely
first time
stupendous.
out.
For the first time out, fantastic. These kids work so hard, and plus, it's such a smaller group compared to some of the schools that are out there. Plus the fact that there's middle school kids in the band, and which
Lot of
makes it
eighth
even
graders.
more remarkable. But also a big shout out to the parents.
Without the parents
Without
and
the parents,
DSMA
this would
and
not
their
happen.
fundraising,
And
none of
the-
this would have
The
happened.
fundraising, the schlepping of the equipment, the schlepping and getting that equipment on the stage or the staging area, and it's just absolutely fantastic what they do. And I can, even now, I'm knowing about this for over 30 years of what they do, it still amazes me what they do. And, and I have to admit, John Nunes, the old man of the band, he tremendous. The other thing is,
Excuse me, Mr. McDonald.
yes,
Just wanted to point out to you that this young lady right here is one of those parents you're talking about, and our senior patrol leader of the troop is one of the band members.
Nicely done.
I hope you had fun. Are you going to be doing indoor percussion?
Probably not.
Okay.
Woodwinds?
Because that's even more intense.
He plays the trombone.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, there's no percussion, no, yeah, no, that's
It's
all
a-
wind.
It's a point, let me interrupt. As a point of reference out here, anybody watching may not know that we have a troop number
74.
74 sitting in our audience. They were here before the meeting. We answered a lot of
Yeah,
questions.
right on TV.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And they've been listening intently, had great questions. And here we have band people. Turn around and wave up there, everybody.
Just wave this way, they got you on
There you
camera.
go.
There you go.
All about
There
how
you
the
go.
government works.
And parents, and band members, and band. So it's a privilege for us to have everybody here, and that was a reference to the people in the band.
Thanks for your patience, kids.
Mr. McDonald is on that. I just want to jump
Yes,
on
shoot
the
in
same
front.
thing because
Go ahead, yep.
at the Dartmouth football team, their first round was against Doherty Memorial. Their first MIAA tournament game held here at Dartmouth High. That night, they were victorious. It was a wonderful game. They played very well. But because it was an MIAA tournament game, the intermission was only 10 minutes. Usually it's 20 in a regular game. So the band did not have enough time to get their props on and off. So after that game, the band performed their entire show. What was more special is that Rick White and the coaches of the football team had the boys stand along the field and watch the band. And they were as mesmerized as we were trying to figure out where to watch, and they applauded their peers in the band afterward, and it was so heartwarming to see. It was a great shout out. So thank you to Rick and the football team for applauding our other team.
Mrs. Brooks, you never fail to give us a gem in these meetings.
Rick
so
always
thank you
does
very
the right
much.
thing, doesn't he?
Okay,
Lastly, for some reason, and I'm trying to remember why I did it. I went looking for the Hall of Flags at the State House. For some reason, it came up, so I Googled it, and I saw a picture of the flags, and it looks nice. And then all of a sudden, I'm looking, and I'm saying, hey, wait a minute, that's the town flag. And I'm looking at the town flag, and it's the wrong flag. Evidently, this was set up way before we adopted our current flag, which is the green background. They have the blue background, which was one that I believe the band back in the 80s and 90s had carried around. So that became the town flag. So I'd like to get a new flag up there so that it properly represents our town, and make sure it's the one with the fringe.
does that mean you're going to march all the way to Boston with it?
Well, I don't know if I want to go up, but we can definitely contact Representative Markey, since he's there all the time. And if he could
hand deliver
bring the flag over and ask the curator of the Hall of Flags to remove the blue flag and put up our proper one so that we're properly represented.
Very nice.
Good catch.
All set, Mr.
Sean.
McDonald? Yeah,
Good
that's it.
catch.
Mrs. Brooks, anything else for you?
The only other thing I wanted to mention, which was about our new families coming into town, is that currently we have 26 school-age students who have been enrolled in Dartmouth Public Schools. They're at Cushman, DeMello, Quinn, middle school, and high school. So far, we've been able to pick them up using the existing transportation, so that hasn't been an additional burden. And right now, the only personnel that we have to hire is an additional ELL teacher due to the increasing student needs of
You can finish.
languages.
Great. A couple small, short things for me. I'd like to just reiterate what Mr. McGinnis talked about, the survey that was put out by our new communications director. We are really trying very, very hard to reach more people all the time with information, and she's trying to really dig into ways that people want to get their information, whatever that's going to be. And the surveys out there, we've gotten tremendous response, and real quality responses so far. And please participate. Go to the website, Engage Dartmouth, call in, whatever you can do to fill it out and let us know how we can reach you, because there's a lot going on and we got a full schedule in the next 6 months of things with projects going on. We can inform you. Secondly, I try to mention this at every meeting and I'll keep doing it. We have a long-term planning group that's trying to find out and categorize what we need to do in this town to clean water, sewer, schools, bridges, whatever it takes in long-term planning, how we pay our employees, how we insure our employees, all the things that are going to cost money, and put together a plan that we can then present, and you can be informed how we're doing it. So it's going well. We meet again on Wednesday, and Mr. McGinnis is doing a great job assembling the information, and we'll look forward to, between now and town meeting, to let people know what's going on. And lastly, last Saturday, we had a Veterans Day celebration at the gazebo with the Council of Aging. And we have one fantastic group of Veterans Advisory Board, veterans, the Friends of the Elderly, the Council of Aging. We used to have a trumpet and a couple of flags there, but now there's the community band showed up. We had the police, we had fire. It was a beautiful event. And it's a beautiful place, and it's a very special place to honor, and it's a great part of our town tradition now, year after year, to have
Some of
that
our
facility.
scouts were there.
That's correct.
Yeah,
Thank
exactly.
Not
Yeah.
only the troop, the pack was there, it was represented as well.
Great.
you. Thank you.
It's nice to see that.
It's a beautiful place, and that's it for me. Mr. Mickelson.
So lastly is one of my favorites of all time, Town Hall Christmas tree lighting. Parks and Recs puts this on every year. I've been doing this for 18 years. Last year, they really went over the top. They had a great, they had more food, they had this, they had a lot of people showed up. It was a beautiful night weather-wise, but it was a tremendous turnout, and I would hope everybody, December 3rd, 4:30 to 5:30, rain date is December 4th. There'll be raffles for the kids, there'll be games, crafts, treat bags, photo station, DJs, refreshments, and more. And a special visitor, I wonder who that might be.
Must be you.
Besides me,
Yeah.
yes. So we hope to see everybody out there, please, December 3rd, 4:30, Town Hall, outside. Enjoy. Thank you.
Young man, could you step up here for us?
Up here.
We have a motion?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Say,
Signal. Hang on to this. When you're ready, we'll let you know. Mr. McDonald?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
second.
Any comments or questions before we adjourn? I need a vote. All in favor, please say aye.
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 This meeting is adjourned.
Aye.
Hammer away. Thank you.
Thank